Here we go then at the Sachsenring in Germany. It is all eyes up front for what is going to be a fascinating round of the World Championship. Welcome to the German Grand Prix as we go racing here in Germany. Hello everybody and welcome to MotoGP and the German Grand Prix. This is going to be round 11 of the World Championship in 2025 and the championship is very much being swung the way of Marc Marquez. He has absolutely dominated proceedings so far, taking everything step after step, day after day. But what does it mean when we come here to the German Grand Prix? Marc Marquez has won here 9 times before. He's looking to make it a perfect 10. Welcome to the Sachsenring.
The king of the ring, Marc Marquez will win again in Sachsenring.
It began back in 2010. Little did we know it was the start of a new dawn.
And can this man be beaten? Marc Marquez.
With his unbeaten streak under serious threat in 2016, Marc, the master tactician, risked it all and yet again came out victorious.
Marquez has got off track. Marc Marquez then changing to slicks, front and rear. That's slightly scary. Look at Marquez, we can make that thing stick. The magnificent Marc Marquez to win the German Grand Prix.
The domination continues with Marc winning 10 consecutive German Grand Prix, proving he is king of the ring.
The king of the ring, Marc Marquez will win again in Sachsenring. It will be 10 out of 10.
After a career-threatening arm injury, Marc won his first race in 581 days here at the Sachsenring in 2021.
Marc Marquez has won the German Grand Prix yet again. Drink it in, Marc Marquez. You're a MotoGP winner again.
That comeback was halted in 2023 with 5 crashes over the weekend. Marc officially hit rock bottom.
Oh, and he's gone down a turn. Oh my goodness. Oh!
When is enough enough?
But now, Marc is back, at the top of the championship and at a track where he has dominated.
What a way to start 2025. Another weekend of success. Win number 93. He's done it in style.
Can anyone beat him?
Time is certainly going to tell. Let's head down to the grid with Susie Perry.
Your Saturday sprint is about to take place in about 15 minutes time. Very, very light rain. Michael Laverty, a few grey clouds. We don't know what's going to happen, but this is probably the best weather that we've had all day. We've got Marc Marquez in pole position. So any jeopardy for him, do you think?
Yeah, I think he's going to be worried about this man alongside because at the moment the conditions, as you mentioned, are the best they've been since the downpour we had during qualifying earlier today when Johan Zarco stayed in the medium rear tyre. So Marc will be thinking he can make the medium work. Do I risk it? Do I stick with the soft? It's a short race for him, 15 laps. The soft will stay with him, but how strong Zarco was with that medium rear, it's got to be having Marc thinking about whether it's a gamble or not. I think he might stick with the soft just because he's confident in it. There's a few spots of rain in the air, but for me, it's playing perfectly into Lucio Cecchinello's team's hands.
It does feel like it's an advantage for Johan, doesn't it, with the experience that he's got on that medium tyre and the fact that he was the only one really that was able to stick it out through that second session. Everybody else doing their fast laps on a soft, and now the weather's changed back. Could it be playing into the Frenchman's hands? We saw what he could do in Le Mans, and wow, what a story if he could do something like that around here. But Marc Marquez gets his magnificent 7th pole position. We should probably go and hear what his team boss has to say about this. Let's hear from Davide Tardozzi, who's talking to Nat.
Well, Davide, we know how strong Mark is around here, but in these conditions, how much of a threat do you expect Joan, maybe Marco on the front row to be in this sprint?
Yeah, I think that Mark will for sure try to win, but we are always thinking to the championship, so points are more important than taking bigger stake. Joan is very fast in this condition. He shows this morning, he shows in Le Mans, he shows every time. So we'll see what is going to happen, but I think that it will be a funny race.
No doubt Pecco will be disappointed with his qualifying today. What's he saying?
Yeah, he totally missed the rear grip, so we'll see. He qualify 11, so fourth row. So we'll see if the modification of the bike we did it will suit his riding style and the rear grip. Otherwise, it will be a problem.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Davide Tardozzi there mentioning it might be a funny race. He certainly won't be laughing if the man to our right, Marco Bezzecchi, who goes from the front row from third position, takes victory around here, and he's got a chance, Michael.
He does. He looked really solid at the end of the qualifying session. He started with the medium, went to the soft, and he was fast. The Aprilia's working. He seems quite comfortable here. The Aprilia starts well. He's got a realistic shot at it today, and he would be the fly in the ointment. We heard Mark say in his interview after the pole that he wasn't too worried about Bezzecchi and Zarco because of the championship, but we know what Mark's like when the lights go out. He doesn't want anyone in front of him, but the threats are coming from the front row of the grid without a doubt.
Exactly, and we've got one heck of a first turn here as we look at Maverick Vinales, dislocated shoulder. He has been for a scan to see if there's any fractures. It is fractured. Yeah, it is fractured. That's a shame for Maverick. He was looking fantastic around here as well, Michael. Well, hopefully we'll see him back soon, but probably not next weekend either, I would have thought.
No, unfortunately, yeah, fracture in the shoulder. This is the first MotoGP race that Maverick's ever missed from injury as well. He's had such a good run to this point, but unlucky, caught out with the conditions this morning, that medium tyre in qualifying. He just pushed a little too soon, but he's been looking fast all weekend as well.
Well, we were just looking at shots of Joan Zarco, and I think we crept into the corner of that one on the world feed, Michael, as well. Let's hear, as we look at Pedro Acosta. He's looking very mean and moody, like he should be at an Oasis concert. Let's hear from Joan Zarco. He's been talking to Nat.
Well, Joan, lots of discussion with the team there. You did all the qualifying on that medium rear tyre. Have you stuck with that with all the information you have, or have you gone with the soft? What's been the discussion?
Now we are keeping the medium rear tyre. Even if it's tough to bring the temperature at the beginning, but 15 laps, it's still long on this track. So I go for the medium rear, hoping that I will get the advantage.
Good luck.
So Joan Zarco there, knowing he's got a chance, and you can feel a little bit of nerves on the front row of this grid. If we hop to the third row, another man who's great in the wet, Jack Miller. Let's hear from him now.
Well, Jack, the rain stopped, but obviously still have to be cautious out there. What kind of race are you expecting in this sprint?
Yeah, the rain stopped, but still probably the most standing water I think we've had all day. So, no, it's going to be a tricky one. 15 laps around here is a long time, but even if it is only a sprint race. But we'll see what we can do. Try and get away, stay safe, and, you know, try and manage this tyre. The rear is, you know, quite cool as well, so it's hard to get the medium, get the temp in the medium, especially on the right-hand side. So we'll aim to keep the soft and just try to nurse it all the way to the end, like everybody, I believe. Just got to watch the spinning straight up and down, pretty much.
Thanks, Jack.
Cheers.
Yeah, Jack very aware, got caught out this morning.
Yeah, he went for the medium rear, crashed in the same part of the racetrack as Maverick Vinales. Not enough temperature in it, but as Zarco said before, he believes he can make it work, and it could be an advantage over the last 5 laps.
It doesn't matter what the weather's like. Fabio is not going to be doing his race suit up. Fabio Quartararo then heading the third row of the grid in 7th. Extremely frustrated this morning, but you feel as though he's got more than 7th, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. He went for the medium rear, then had to pit and go for the soft. It disrupted his session somewhat. He's looked good in the wet this season when we've seen him on the Yamaha, so he'd be looking for a good start and trying to make inroads onto this podium battle. He's certainly got more than a 7th in him, but it's making those overtakes that are tough around here.
That's the scene here in Sachsenring. In the middle of all of that is Pecco Bagnaia, who's got to go from 11th today. It's not the easiest of tracks to overtake, Michael.
No, certainly not. You probably have a few more opportunities in the wet than in the dry, but it's hard work for Pecco there. He didn't look comfortable in the bike in qualifying, as Davide said. Made a few changes here for the race. Let's see if it works, but he's got a lot of work to do when the lights go out in this race.
And Alex Marquez, we're more used to seeing Alex on the front row right next to his brother, always keeping Mark honest. But of course, he does carry that injury, broke a metacarpal in his hand, and actually a very impressive weekend so far, considering.
It has been. He's been fast in the dry conditions. I think he erred slightly on the side of caution in qualifying today. Took no risk, but a good qualifying nonetheless. He's just keeping his points tally as tall as possible out of these races, and then after the summer break, he'll be back to full strength again.
There we are, very thoughtful Johann Zarco sitting on the front row in second. A massive opportunity for him today, isn't it, Michael?
It is. You mentioned the nerves. You could sense he was slightly nervous. And when you're taking a gamble that you know it's going to be tricky in those first few laps to heat the tyres, you're the one taking the risk. But the chance is there to win, and that increases the nerves. So he does look a little bit tentative sat there, but just in his thoughts, and he knows what he needs to do in this race.
And Pecco Bagnaia will be thinking, what on earth must he do to catch up with this man, his teammate, who goes from pole position, once again 7th pole position this year. Marc Marquez has just been absolutely supreme this year. He says he's talking, not really looking at the race, but the championship. I don't think there's one person here that believes that for a minute, because as you say, as soon as the lights go out, he's only wants one thing, and he's thinking about that turn 1 and getting to it first. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we're going racing.
Yeah, the race is up next here on JB Motorsport, and we can't wait. The atmosphere is building here. It's only the second ever wet race in MotoGP history. The other came back at the 2023 British Grand Prix. Takes you a little bit of knowledge about how long it has been since it came through. Okay, so we're almost gearing up for the start of this one then, and it will be a very tense and a very close race. Do be on the side for action. We don't know what is going to happen or what is coming next, but either way, this is going to be very delightful indeed to facilitate. I was just wondering why there was a session underway, but it's practice 3 for the World Endurance Championship here. It's a wet race over as well in Berlin for the session as well, coming through for the Formula E race over there as well. They're due off in about an hour's time, so no direct clash with us if that does go underway. We've also then got the Wimbledon final coming up as well, so you can watch that all here on JB Motorsports. It's light rain at the moment. Marc Marquez is on 307 World Championship points as we get ready for the start procedure. We send it back down to Susie Perry as we build up for the start procedure for the Tissot Sprint.
Hello and a rather damp welcome back to round 11, the German Grand Prix here at Sachsenring. We are about to have our Saturday sprint. Your commentators, Neil Hodgson and Gavin Emmett, and Marc Marquez is in pole position.
Thanks very much, Susie. It is going to be a slippery sprint, isn't it, here at the Sachsenring? And Marc Marquez starting from pole. Note the different tyre choices between those on the front row. Marquez starts from the pole for the 7th time this season. He's won the sprint from his previous 6.
It's the German Grand Prix for MotoGP here at the Sachsenring in Germany. Welcome to the Tissot Sprint And for only the second time in history, is it going to be wet? The British Grand Prix in 2023 was the other. And here now it is abysmal conditions. The sighting lap will start, but no idea exactly what we're going to have in the procedure. Marc Marquez lines up on pole position on the grid as well. Alongside him is Johann Zarco and Marco Bezzecchi. Then it's Franco Morbidelli, Pedro Acosta and Alex Marquez. Fabio Quartararo, Fabio Di Giannantonio and Jack Miller. Then it's Brad Binder alongside Pecco Bagnaia, Miguel Oliveira, Fermin Aldeguer, Luca Marini and Ralph Fernandez, Juan Mir, Alex Rins and Ayagura, Lorenzo Salvadori alongside on the back of the grid. No Maverick Vinales, however. He has been declared unfit after a break in the bone, so we have neither of the KTM Tech 3s in the box here this weekend.
I knew that high side was a bit too manic.
Exactly as you called it in qualifying, Megan.
Because he hit part of his rib, I think, or some part of his body on the front of the bike as he was high-siding.
It's going to be an interesting weekend ahead of us as well, as we will be all in action. Don't forget, we have also got the full grid for you alongside everything. A change for Zarco, by the way. He has now gone, I believe, a medium front, medium rear. He starts second. Also, let's not forget, we've got this, our lap chart in effect here this weekend, so you can follow along with us here exactly who is where. Maverick Vinales will not be partaking in this weekend. So you see there, the starting grid will appear, and then you see the live positions on the right-hand side. That is your true running order, the live positions. And then we'll see how they move up along the starting grid across a 15-lap race. You can follow all of that here on JB Motorsports with you up in the comms box. But Megan, this is going to be a very interesting front. Zarco, medium front, soft rear. Marini's got the same, so that's going to change. But this is going to be anybody's guess what can happen down to turn one in these conditions.
Probably a lot of crashing. Honestly, Zarco, for all I know, could end up taking the lead of the race and Mark crashes on the first lap.
Look how windy it is with the red flag being held up as well on the front here as well. Zarco's coming into position.
The poor flag person having to hold that up in the wind and the rain.
The chill?
Cold.
Anything else?
Well, not the ice.
Green flag at the back. 15 laps ahead of us then here at the Sachsenring in Germany. Eyes to the lights and pull the throttle back as we go racing here in Sachsenring. Great start for Marc Marquez, better start for Franco Morbidelli. Marco Bezzecchi will have P2, but coming around the outside, Morbidelli should take second, and Marc's gone straight on. Marc, the first to meet the conditions, gone too far.
A little bit of contact there near the back.
And Bezzecchi's taken the lead of the race. Marc Marquez, the king of the ring, is down into 5th position. For the first time we hit the right-hander. It's not too bad out there, but it's cold tyres and cold brakes that's getting to them.
It is, and it's a little bit of contact. I saw a little bit of contact earlier between all the blue section here. I think it was Oliveira and Ralph Fernandez.
Zarco's dropped back down to 4th as Marc goes on the inside line down at turn 7. So already he's going through on the inside.
He must have gone wide. I think we're about to see that happen. Yeah, goes a little bit too wide around the corner, gets overtaken by both Di Giannantonio and Quartararo. Actually, no, it's Marquez.
Marc moves up places, then loses places. What's going on with him at the moment as well? Zarco too. Maybe that medium front soft rear wasn't the best idea. Through now for the first time in the right-hander at turn 11 as well. For after turn 3, down the hill we go. Bezzecchi leads, Morbidelli, Quartararo, Di Giannantonio. Then it's Marc Marquez, Alex Marquez, Acosta, and that might change as well because coming into turn 12 and 13, there's Zarco just dropping like a stone, and that can't be due to just the compound of tyre, because those on the softer rear, half the field, they're all on the same. It's Zarco who's medium front, medium rear.
It was also one other person, I'm not
sure.
Oh, yeah,
that's a strange one, but take a look at the graphic we're going to show you here from the start of the race. Marquez on the inside line of Di Giannantonio into turn 1. He's not giving Digi any room, but look, Marquez first down to 5th as it stands, and now having to move on the order.
Zarco seemed to lose the most positions out of this as well.
Yeah, Zarco was the biggest loss, second down to 10th.
There was a flip right there. I think that was Acosta getting past Alex Marquez.
Yeah, so that's swapped over as well as they come through. Just a reminder from the crash blog there that the last time or the only other time we had a wet Tissot sprint, it was won by Alex Marquez at the British Grand Prix.
Yeah, winning this time. Okay, Bsky, if he wins this, I would prefer him to win the actual race. So winning both would be nice.
My money's still on Marc Marquez.
I mean,
Well, the Sachsenring in Germany, it's Marc Marquez territory.
Yeah, but in recent years, people who have won so often in certain tracks seem to lose.
That is true. We said if there's going to be anything for Marquez to make an error...
No empire can last forever.
Well, no dynasty either for him in this situation. He's been dominating 2025. Remember, only a Marquez has won. It'll be Alex or Marc as they come through to complete the second lap and start lap 3. It is Marc Marquez who has dropped from the lead down now into 5th position. Marco Bsky leads from 2nd on the grid, then followed by Morbidelli. Quartararo's up 4 places, so's Di Giannantonio.
Mir's just got past his teammate of Marini.
Alex Rins a bit under pressure. Sorry, that's Jack Miller under attack from Brad Binder. Binder's trying to run the outside line, and Alex Marquez staying in 7th position, holding back.
Both have been dominant this weekend, both Miller and Binder.
Yeah, they've both been in contention for it as well throughout it. Someone is having a worse race than Mark at the moment, and that's Pecco. Where is Pecco Bagnaia at the moment?
He would be in 13th.
He's dropped down 2 places from where he started as well, so already a worse race for him, if that's even possible to come through here. Time and time again, it keeps on changing as they keep on. Attack, 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 attack. And Bsky, just like he did in Silverstone, holding the way through. And Franco Morbidelli, I think, has crashed out. Yeah, Franco Morbidelli is out of the race. Quartararo takes 2nd. It's at turn 8. Is he okay?
Yeah, I think he's just a bit winded.
The airbag, his airbag has gone off on the.
It's winded him.
Yeah, and it's blown the zipper on his fire suit.
I can imagine claustrophobia is setting in just right about now.
I hope
they might have to cut him out of it.
Yeah, because there's 2 layers of fire suit. There's one fire suit, and there's the airbag fire suit below it as well. And I think that's what sort of popped the overall leathers open. So we've got a yellow flag at the moment. I hope he's okay. The bike didn't look like it hit an air fence, so I doubt we're going to need to have a red flag situation next.
I think he might have hit the air fence.
Yeah.
It might have been a high side situation.
It's coming through turn 8, so it's into 8 to 9. I presume it will be something along those lines.
I'd love to see a replay.
Bsky's now got a 1.6 second advantage to Quartararo at the front of the field. Marc Marquez trying to come back on the inside of Di Giannantonio into 1, then into turn 2. Remember, 1, 3 and 11, they're the only right-handers on this track. The left and 9. It is 10 to the left, 3 to the right. Although technically you don't feel one of the lefts.
So it's kind of like a subtle left. But you can see Morbidelli, he was going fast during that area. Here is his crash, goes round the corner.
This is turn 8. Oh, he's off before. Oh my goodness me. Oh.
Ooh.
Franco Morbidelli, the front buckles away from him, and he cartwheels in the air.
He cartwheeled with his head as well. Maybe check the concussion.
That is a nasty accident for Fabio Di Giannantonio. I really hope he's okay.
I kind of want to see it again. I think he definitely has a concussion, but it's like he was doing cartwheels with his head.
The gravel tried to rip his head off, so I would assume he must have some form of concussion. He has gone to the medical centre, I can tell you. It's just flashed up on our control systems up here in the commentary box.
Because that was
horrific.
Brutal.
Yeah. Literally,
okay.
As Marquez dives up the inside of Di Giannantonio in turn 13 on the uphill battle, exactly like Dennis Onchu did a couple of years ago for the race win here. He now takes 3rd position and tries to send after Fabio Quartararo.
He keeps pushing at this speed, he's going to crash.
Yeah. But it was in the gravel, and then he caught the gravel trap, and that barrel rolled him, hits his head, and his head
multiple
barrel rolls him
times.
again.
He hit it multiple times, and that is Acosta getting past Di Giannantonio right about now, going around the inside. And does he immediately cut off any chance of a cutback? Yes, he does.
Even Simon Parsons just said that's probably his weekend over, considering Morbidelli and his history with head injuries. Remember,
they're not going to want him to stay with him.
Testing last year, the same style of accident he had at this session. Yeah, he's going to the medical centre for a checkup. We had that information a minute ago.
Why is he always hitting his head?
Don't know, but I reckon that would be his weekend over. So, Megan, that means we're down to 18 riders in this race, and possibly for the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We started with 23.
Who was the 23rd?
Well, the Saxon, Bastianini was in there too as well. We had a wild card that had to back. Chancha got out.
Oh, was there a wild card?
Yeah, didn't get to get in. It's getting that type of information, I'm afraid.
Was it Nakagami who was meant to be the wild card?
Yeah, he's taking over next time out at the Czech Republic Grand Prix. Or is it just the Czech Grand Prix? Here's the start there for Quartararo, Megs.
Right, so Quartararo gets a decent start, immediately overtakes the person next to him. But as we're going into the first corner, gets really, really close with Alex Marquez, managed to overtake him. There was a little bit of contact there around the middle of the corner where you get... The wheel actually makes contact with his side. So I'm surprised that isn't under investigation, but we ruled a racing incident.
Several large whacks came through, didn't he, as well, which is not going to be great news.
He's basically the punching bag.
Yeah. Reminder that after this race, we're going straight over to the Formula E Berlin E-Prix. That starts in 45 minutes' time, the lights out. And also, in around about the same time, Megan will be hosting. What? Not commentating, hosting. The opening...
That's news to me as well. I used to said producing before. It gets more and more every single time I hear this.
Yeah, but you've got to say hello, welcome, let's go over to TNT.
I don't even know what I'm commentating.
Megan, I'm about to say, she's doing the World Superbikes Race 1, hosting with commentary from Greg Haynes and James Toseland.
Do they have ad breaks?
No.
Can I immediately go off after?
Yes. Suddenly Megan likes this situation.
No, I don't like
Right,
it.
look, Mark again was looking at the whole shot device before the lights came on, just like he did in Italy. But just great start. But did the right-hand device stay on down to turn 1?
I don't think it did. You can see a little jump there.
There, yeah, you're right. Great spot, Megs.
And there you can see at the back, you can see a little bit of some contact happening between the loads of blue ones.
Rins got forced out wide and alongside as well with that. Yeah, I was going to say.
And Aldegar.
Yeah, all coming through.
I think Marini had to just avoid it.
Bezzecchi leads by 1.2 seconds from Quartararo. Then it's Marc Marquez, Pedro Costa, Fabio Di Giannantonio, Jack Miller, Alex Marquez, Brad Binder inside points paying positions.
Yeah, because it was 3 red and there was 3 bluish ones.
Binder's past Marquez, Alex is. Yeah. Have a quick look then as we are in a little part of the race. Here's the graphic from our lap chart telling us who's where on the grid. And as you can see, a few changes. Steady from Acosta, who dropped back but is slowly gaining back up places. Same can be said for Brad Binder. But I think I don't think there's anybody who's been stable throughout the race apart from Marco Bezzecchi. Yeah, that's pretty much it throughout the entirety of the race so far. Nice graphic though.
You watch someone will crash in a bit.
Yeah, put it all the way down to the bottom.
Going fastest right now is Di Giannantonio, and here's a replay of that is
Alex and yeah, that was Brad diving through on the inside line that I thought had happened. And here we go live with the battle again.
Trying to get the cut back.
That little sneaky look on the inside line that just says, hello, I'm still here. Surprise, surprise.
Binder's just like, yeah, I know you're there. Leave.
Back you go, but Demon. Back.
He's going to throw a cross at him.
Marco Bezzecchi won the British Grand Prix a couple of weeks ago, of course, on for his 5th victory of any kind in the Premier class. And it'll be a sprint race victory to boot as well for him. So far, so good in my book. This has been a very entertaining sprint race because it's halfway now, but it's just battle of survival. Tomorrow could be dry. It's a 50-50.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah. I'd like a flag to flag. That will spice things up. Mark might be defeated here at the ring. That's the thing. That one mistake at turn 1 might mean we might be on for our first different winner of the year.
He'll probably be defeated, though.
I think I've just answered the question
Acosta
there.
has dropped it. There he is.
Oh, and he's into the gravel. Pedro Acosta.
He's still moving, though.
Yep, he's gone
really wide. Somehow kept it on the bike.
Pedro Acosta becomes a scrambler as it comes back through and straight over the gravel and back again. And unfortunately, that's dropped him down now. Where was he running? 4th overall.
Yeah.
It's changed now, unfortunately.
Now he's just a little bit behind Bagnaia.
Marquez is the fastest rider on the track, according to the blog. Bagnaia now running in 11th place. Mark now trying to go on the inside of Fabio Quartararo down towards turn number 1. He can catch Quartararo. The question is, can he catch Bezzecchi? That's a great move from Mark and take second, and he's going to just kick the back out enough to make Fabio think twice about the undercut. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Look at Pedro Acosta on the lap chart, how much he dropped on that last lap as well.
That was a lot.
So dropped all the way down from 4th to 13th.
His teammate actually gained a position though.
He did, yeah. Massive drop off on the overall graphic there. I'd rather have a rider tracker, but I'm liking the stats data.
It's helpful.
The day we get a rider tracker, oh, that's going right there on that screen.
You can have them both on there.
Yes, it would fit.
Right, that's a little bit of a wobble there for Mark, I believe.
Let's go through the chat quickly while we're looking through on our replay as well. Robert says, team only got a skinny note book for the conditions. Yeah, it really has. Tick says, my prediction is the first, Mark Marquez, Marco Bezzecchi second, Tish Antonio third. Hello to Black Horse watching on. Happy to shout you out indeed. Milan LP5 as well from Sean saying that. Mark catching up says Tal. Adam said, can Mark catch them both? It could be. And Oliveira's fighting for points, playing position in 10th place and 9th. Yes, he is. Keep them coming in on the YouTube chat as we now see the battle for 11th between Pedro Acosta trying to go around the outside line of Pecco Bagnaia. And that's not going to work out the way he thinks it is into turn 12. He's going to have to get the traction back up the hill in towards turn number 13 and looking for some, and then pull the throttle, up you go. Still nothing there at the moment. Bezzecchi leads though, the gap's still 1.5 seconds with 6 to go here at the Sachsenring.
Ooh, that looked a tough bit there. A lot more water coming onto the track. The spray is starting to reappear a lot more. You can see rain on the camera lens. Lap 10 of 15, and my stomach feels...
Have you eaten?
Evil. And yes.
Oh, no.
I just don't feel good. Because remember, I'm not well.
Ah, but of course. Oliveira battling now. He's holding off the outside of Bagnaia and Acosta as he comes around 4 into 5 and 6, and then just holding it through and don't crash at the exit into turn 8 now. This is where we saw the accident for Franco Morbidelli as they come through. Look, they've got the old fashioned whiteboards from schools on the Formula E pre-race show. Yeah. Anyway, back to the action. After getting distracted by the Formula E pre-show, that's on the other screen up here in the commentary box.
I never understood why... Okay, the teacher would always complain, just like, oh, you lot never clean the whiteboards properly. I'm sorry, but given the fact that you know that people do this, shouldn't you just go through the whiteboards each day and make sure they're all clean?
Acosta dives on the inside line at turn 12 and gets ahead of Pecco Bagnaia for 11th place. Can he get the traction back on the inside line? No, he can't. So Bagnaia is dropping down. Ducati, not as good in the wet as we thought.
So, they're decent. I mean, they're better than usual.
Make a mistake, you can't challenge them. It's like the Mercedes.
Oh, and here's an overtake happening right there between Acosta and Oliveira.
Inside line, Acosta now back to 10th. Is it me or has it got hot in here all of a sudden again?
A little bit, yeah. Do you know, I used to spend like half a lesson just rubbing like really, really closely on those whiteboards just to see if I could get it all off. My OCD would not allow me to stop. I was just like, I'd finish doing a piece of work and I'd just be back to the whiteboard just like, I think I even got asked once, like, what are you doing? I'm just like, I'm cleaning.
You finished the work, now let me clean.
Just like, I need to clean it.
I once used a whole bottle of that spray stuff, wiping the big, massive whiteboard, because it just would not come off because somebody had used a permanent marker.
Oh my.
And I was ill, so I thought, oh, I'll make myself useful.
It's like, may as well do this.
Yeah.
I think...
Where was I? I think I'd come back from an asthma checkup and everyone else was in assembly.
You were just like, well, may as well do something useful.
I'm not going to go to assembly. It's a Friday afternoon.
Did the teachers come back in just like, who managed to clean
it was
the
Mr.
board?
Kimlin. He was in there actually with me.
He was just like, okay, this is a child that likes cleaning.
I was standing on top of the table as well to get to the top bit because it just got all over. But I got it off. The classroom stank though. Look at that spray stuff. Yeah.
That you wanted to laugh.
Yeah, it was ironic actually. Anyway, back to the action.
You know, I refused once on a school trip to draw on my arm on like where my veins were because I don't like
No, I don't either.
having pen on me. And people used to get so confused about, like, children. They were just like, oh, can I join your arm? Just like, no, join your own arm. This doesn't have any...
Ink poisoning is a thing.
Yeah, I'm just like, I would rub, if there's anything on my hands, I will rub it clean. It's like, rub it raw. It's like,
Do you want to rephrase that live on air?
my hands.
Oh, there you go. Thank you very much.
It's like, it's because of my OCD.
Let's have a look. Why did
What's going
Ducati 60 entries? It's 3 teams. So it used to be 4. It used to be a Ducati Cup for the top 8. But the Prima Pramax went back to Yamaha. So now we've got
They
the
abandoned shit.
Ducati Lenovo team. That's the factory. Then you get the subsidiary team below, which is now the VR46s. And then you get the Grassinis as well. But if anything, the Grassinis are more the second team than the VR46s, which was the other way around.
Yeah,
So-
they seem to dominate a bit more.
yeah, so Grassini, it's just a customer. It's like in Formula One where you have engine suppliers, it's kind of like that. Bike suppliers, though, in this case. You get the whole bike from last year, which is how MotoGP works. Still, 2027 is going to be a complete changeover. Everybody will be on exactly the same bike. And we've chatted through 2-3 laps of absolutely nothing happening. I can now tell you that Marc Marquez is 7 tenths away from Marco Bezzecchi, and he's closing him down with 2.5 laps to go. Marc is now, I think, going to win this race. And Aprilia, Massimo Rivoli, looking very, very worried, because he knows he needs to not impress. He doesn't need to gratitude for Marco Bezzecchi. He needs to impress Jorge Martin that this bike can win.
Just like, look, we're capable of winning things.
I mean, was it 2 Grand Prix in the sprint now?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. It's game on.
You do well.
Oh, hello, this is Acosta trying to go on the outside line of
Can't make it.
Fermin Aldeguer. Everyone's just looking at that battle for the lead as well. It's like your eyes are flicking everywhere around the screen right now.
You know, even on the last day of secondary school, when people were signing each other's shirts, I would be like, no, just sign a book. This stays nice and clean.
A book should have been that's the American thing.
Yeah, it's just like, would I rather you sign a book, which I can actually look at whenever I want, or a shirt that, to be honest, it might come off in a wash?
You don't wash it, that's the point.
I know, it's
Oh, never mind. Anyway, here's on the inside line. Marco Bezzecchi is now being caught and he's under pressure by Marc Marquez. The king of the ring is not going to sacrifice his crown anytime soon, and he is pushing harder and faster again and again and again.
It's been steady for 2 laps. Also, I did that in primary too, you know.
Oh, it's getting really hot in here. It's starting to affect my hands.
Why isn't anyone moving?
It's quite funny, actually. Take a look. Nobody's moved for a significant number of laps. And Bezzecchi's gone wide! Marquez going to find it! No, hang on a minute. Stop. This is the other way round. Oh, that's poor TV direction from... I criticised it and it paused. That's wonderful TV direction from Dorna. That's fantastic. Surrender, hands up. That's okay, all fine. Coming through.
Doesn't Dorna not want it anymore?
Yeah. Hands up, all good. Never mind. Acosta, side by side with Aldeguer. Now he's on the inside line, and Acosta makes the move. As now Marc is going for the move on Bezzecchi. So basically, we thought we were still on board with Marc Marquez, and we thought he'd gone on the inside of Bezzecchi. But
no.
We went from one onboard camera to the other in a seamless twitch. So apologies for that, but that was look. Now we're back on board with Marc Marquez. And now he's going to have the traction, put the power down, and it's one more lap here. And Marc's going for it on the inside line at turn number 1. He's late on the brakes. The king of the ring will not be defeated. Marc Marquez goes in too deep. Bezzecchi cuts back on the inside, but Marc's kept his throttle back. Inside line at turn 2, and Marquez brilliantly takes the lead of the German Grand Prix sprint.
I just want Bezzecchi to win something again without him feeling like it was gifted to him.
There's a lot of laps left. A lot of corners left in this lap, I should say. Can they get through? Marquez, he knows this place better than anywhere else. Over 10 victories at this circuit. Marquez back into the braking zone, into turn 11 and 12. 2 left. I think it's pretty much done, isn't it, Megs?
I think, which makes me very, very sad.
How did he do that, though? Did he deliberately run wide at turn 1 just to psych himself off a bit and give us a good race?
Maybe.
I wouldn't put it past him, you know. Oh, yes, I went off of the turn 1 deliberately. I just wanted to excite another race and to prove I'm still the king
It's
of
like
the
a
ring.
slap in the face.
Yeah. Forget that. It's a punch from Marco Bezzecchi. Well, the king of the ring can't be denied anymore. He's back. He's badder, meaner, fitter than ever. Marc Marquez, king of the ring, once again. The sprint is his. Bezzecchi second, Quartararo in third. Digi's fourth, Miller fifth, Binder sixth, Zarco seventh. Alex Marquez's worst result down in eighth. Acosta ninth, and Aldeguer in 10th. Well, it's still, as Mr. Beast has suddenly appeared on the Formula E stream.
What?
Yeah, with his mascot as well.
He's a mascot.
Yeah, I think it's that Feastables that have signed up with Formula E as a sponsor. But Mark has done it again, Megan. What do we do about him? Every sprint this year has been won by a Marquez.
Tie him down and hope no one fights until Monday.
It's the perfect 10, though, for sprints in this year. That man there.
Oh, he's made the perfect 10. Now can he give someone else a chance?
Yeah, it's going to
That
be
isn't related to him.
It's going to be a weird one. Anyway, we've got to dash off. Final thoughts quickly.
Exciting.
Join us tomorrow for all the action from the Grand Prix, starting on JB2 with the warm-up Moto3 and Moto2, then back here on JB Motorsports for all the action. We're off to Formula E. Marc Marquez wins the Tissot Sprint.